22 and we are somewhere in the middle. We are in verse 15. If you recollect, the scene is that Kardama Muni is meeting Swayambhu Manu, and Swayambhu Manu is saying that I am very happy to meet such a great sage like you, and that I would like to offer you my daughter's hand in marriage. So we are just going to see what is the next thing that happens after that. So let us continue. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Part 2. This is chapter 22, verse 15. The great sage replied, "Certainly I have a desire to marry, and your daughter has not yet married and given her word to anyone. Therefore our marriage, according to the Vedic system, can take place. Let your daughter's desire for marriage, which is recognized in the Vedic scriptures, be fulfilled. Who would not accept her hand? She is so beautiful that by her bodily luster alone she excels the beauty of her ornaments." So here Kardama Muni is talking about Devahuti. In that he says that there are a couple of riders whereas marriage is concerned. So what are they? First and foremost, the important rider is the parents have to agree for the marriage, number one. Number two, the girl has to agree for the marriage. She should not have given her word to someone else. See, normally if you meet someone and you have already in love with someone else, then you cannot marry another person. This is Vedic injunction. So if a girl has already committed to someone outside outside her wishes of her parents, she is not entitled to get married to the person the parents are introducing to. This has to be understood. This is as per the Vedic scriptures. And the law says that she has to not be married, okay, and not given word to anyone. The man also has to agree on this. He also is bound by these laws. He should not have given a word to anybody. This is to be understood. And then he is willing to take on the responsibility of a husband for this girl. And that is the reason why he has to agree to it. The answer is that if there is even a slight disagreement between any of the parents or the son-in-law or the daughter, the marriage is not as per the sanction. Think like this. There are beautiful stories in the past where the parents have disagreed. The system doesn't work along, with the other people. But the marriage has happened. Let us give you an example over here. Two examples will suffice. One is Shivji's marriage. Shivji got married to his wife Sati. Her father was disagreeing to the whole thing. The parents were not in agreement with the wishes of their daughter. Number one. Number two, Krsna went and kidnapped, Rukmini. Now, in both these cases, the law is valid. The Vedic scriptures are valid. Here, what is the validity? The daughter has given a word to someone. Are you getting it? Sati had given her word to Shiva that I want to get married to Shiva. Rukmini had given the word to Sri Krishna. She had sent a letter with her old servant. I want to marry you. So she was not ready to marry Shishupal. I hope you get the point. So even if her brother or her parents are disagreeing to this law, when she has committed to someone, she has to get married to that person alone. This is what it says. The parents can insist and say whatever they feel like. But it is going to be in disagreement with the Vedic scriptures. Alright? Now if everybody is agreeable, then the marriage can take place. Now here the Kardama Muni is describing Devahuti's condition. Devahuti was a very, very pretty girl. I have heard that Vishwavasu, the great Gandharva, his mind stupefied with infatuation, fell from his airplane after seeing your daughter playing with the ball on the roof of the palace. For she was indeed beautiful with her tinkling ankle bells and her eyes moving to and fro. Now there are certain things over here which you need to know. First and foremost, the daughter was playing on the terrace of the palace. Who? Devahuti. See, normally in ancient times, the pact was between a girl who is just matured or just maturing. So she must have been a very, very young woman. Got the point? And she was playing with a ball. What does that tell you? Naturally, she is no more than a child, isn't it? She is a child. And while the celestial heavens, there was a Gandharva by the name of Vishwavasu. He was traveling by his airplane. And he saw this girl playing and he fell in love with her immediately. He started liking her and literally he fell out of his aircraft. So what does it tell us? That Cupid can strike anywhere. And this is what happens to this Gandharva. He falls in for this beautiful girl, Devahuti. What wise man would not welcome her? The very ornament of womanhood, the beloved daughter of Swayambhu Manu and the sister of Uttanpada, those who have not worshipped the gracious feet of the goddess of fortune cannot even perceive her, yet she has come on her own accord to seek my hand. Now here is the Muni talking about this girl. Now she is accompanying her father and she has agreed to Kardama Muni's marriage. Okay? And here you can find that the Muni is looking at her and praising her and saying that her beauty is so dazzling that only it could have been sanctioned by the goddess of fortune, that is Lakshmi herself. So she carries the essence of Lakshmi herself. That is the idea. And therefore I shall accept this chaste girl as my wife on the condition that after she bears semen from my body, I shall accept life of devotional service accepted by the most perfect human beings. This process was described by Lord Vishnu. It is free from envy. Now here is a very important sentence. Kardama Muni is telling Swayambhu Manu something. This is a very important statement that he makes. He says, I will marry your daughter, and once I have bodily relationships with her and a child is conceived, I will give up my life, which is the householder's life, and I will join the path of devotional service to Krishna. Now, this is a law for those who are on the path of spiritual. What is it? What does it say? So suppose you are on the world of spiritual, you will find that having sexual relationship with your partner is only for the purpose of creating the next generation. That means putting the seed for the next generation. It is not meant for so-called enjoyment. Alright? And that is it. And after you have finished that job, then the child will be born, the mother is going to take care of the child, but the father, who is interested in spiritual acumen, in spiritual world, has to leave that work. Basically, like a householder. He is supposed to give up on that activity. See, there is no longer bodily relationships like of a husband and a wife between Muni and Devahuti after that. This is a clear understanding. The moment you get into very serious devotional path, extremely serious, like you are focused, now I am in spiritual, you cannot indulge in any kind of sexual activity. Even the semen coming out is wrong. Okay? The reason being, that is the main essence of the growth of spiritual. We use the power within the seed to grow in the world of spiritual. Think about it. There is something to be done. My energies I am expending in one job, in one direction. These energies, this is my lifetime energy. I have to withdraw it from there and put it for some proper usage. In this case, it is being used for the purpose of devotional path. So you cannot even have those kind of bodily relationships. I hope you get this point. By the time the person is 28, 30 years old, the man, he has given up literally on all these activities. The children are already there in the world. The wife is taking care of the household and the children. There could be or could not be a steady income, but being a Brahmana, naturally there is a certain amount of income that comes in. House is handled. And then the man is now looking towards a devotional path. So Kardama Muni is very clear in making this statement that on the condition that after she bears the semen from the body, I shall accept the life of devotional service. Alright? The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Lord, that is Sri Krishna, from whom this wonderful creation emanates, and in whom its sustenance and dissolution rests. He is the origin of all Prajapatis, the personalities meant to produce living entities in this world. Now, what is mentioned over here is Kardama Muni is explaining this to Swayambhu Manu. And he says, I am going to accept the path of devotion. I am no longer going to remain a householder, because my allegiance is towards the Lord. So I am more devoted towards Sri Krishna and I want to be completely lost in Him. I am not interested in becoming a material worldly person. So there is no question of earning money or doing whatever the material worldly person does. And this is a clarity he has. Alright? And he is describing the Lord, who is the master of all this creation. He has created Prajapatis also. He has created the whole world full of all the rulers. The rulers of the world are called Prajapatis. And they are supposed to create the future generations, their entire race. Sri Maitreya said, O great warrior Vidura, the sage Kardama said this much only and then became silent. thinking of his worshipable Lord Vishnu, who was on the lotus in his navel. As he silently smiled, his face captured the mind of Devahuti, who began to meditate upon the great sage. So, we are continuing with the story. This story is being told to Vidura. Okay? Vidura is listening to the story as recounted by Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni is sitting on the banks of the river, and Vidura has asked him questions of what is it that Sri Krishna had told him, the lessons that were very, very important. So Vidura is getting the lessons from Maitreya Muni. So this is how the genesis is. And he says, whatever that I said till just now, Kardama Muni has already sworn his allegiance to the Lord, and he stopped talking after that. And he said, after I do this, I will disconnect from the material worldly life. And then we are looking at the face of Devahuti. Devahuti is completely enchanted by the yogi. Okay. She is looking at Kardama Muni and she is got lost in him. After having unmistakably known the decision of the queen as well as that of Devahuti, the emperor most gladly gave his daughter to the sage, whose host of virtues were equaled by her. Empress Satrupa lovingly gave most valuable presents suitable for the occasion, such as jewelry, clothes and household articles, in dowry to the bride and the bridegroom. Now, the concept of dowry, the idea that you want to give your child something, is called the dowry. Are you getting it? Dowry is not to be demanded. It is like somebody is getting married, somebody is having a child, somebody is setting up a house. It is the duty of the person to give gifts or to set up that place for them. So as a parent, it is the parent's job to ensure that whatever their daughter requires, they have to provide for those things. It has to be, decent, not something which is an indecent amount need not be provided. That is something wrong. See, please understand, this kind of a thought process has to be used. But people misinterpret the words and say, I need a dowry. That is a wrong thing. It is something which is not prescribed by our scriptures. The dowry which we talk about today, where a woman is, a man insists, I want this, I want this. No, this is no want and desires of any person. No. It is the parents who will give what is required to the girl. Okay. Similarly, the boy's parents also will provide something to the family. That is this new family that is there, the son and the daughter-in-law, to set up the household. Setting up the household is important. What are the provisions? The provisions are vessels and stuff like that, right? Everything that is required in the kitchen, everything that is required in the house can be given. It's not a problem at all. And presents, valuable presents, jewelry and all can be given. Because during the course of the life of that man or the woman, there is hardly any chance of any purchase of any extra jewelry or anything like that. Normally, the jewelry is passed down from the grandmother to the mother to the daughter, so on. It's like that. So you will find that it is just a handover from one person to the other. Today's day and age, it is very difficult with the price of gold and silver shooting through the roof. The gold is literally double the amount over the last 3 months. Silver has become at least 5 times or 6 times the amount. Silver was yesterday quoting at 300,000 rupees. That is 3 lakh rupees for 1 kg. And gold was quoting somewhere around 1,65,000 rupees for 10 grams. Can you imagine the difference? It was so less some time back and now it has become quite big. It is something that you give, but you are not putting a price to it. Okay, you should never put a price to any gift that you give. It is given in good faith. Okay, so the king asks the queen as well, Shatrupa, because the mother also has to agree. So mother and the daughter have agreed. The father is happy to hand over his daughter Devahuti to Kardama Muni. And he arranges for his daughter to get married to Kardama Muni. In exchange, they are giving a lot of stuff as gifts to their daughter. Thus relieved of his responsibility by handing over his daughter to a suitable man, Swayambhu Manu, his mind agitated by feeling of separation, embraced his affectionate daughter with both his arms. Here, you have to know something which is acceptable by the Vedic injunctions. It is acceptable because the Vedas says so. The moment a woman gets married to the man, please remember these words, the family is not her father and mother or her brothers and sisters. Are you getting the point? A woman has disconnected from her father, mother, brother, sister, whoever that is there. This is to be understood very clearly. If a woman is still maintaining relationships with her father, mother, she is entertaining her brothers and stuff like that, that is not a done thing. She is no longer a part of that family. Now her family is the new family which she is going to create with her husband. Her allegiance has to be to the husband's family. Now here there is again a very important rule. The girl normally changes her name. Her new surname or a new name, whatever that is connected to her husband's name. Now you may wonder, doesn't this sound very fishy to your own ears? Like, what is this? Doesn't the woman have her own, identity? This is a very important thing. People will definitely ask. The answer is very clear. No. The identity is accepted of the man only. Okay? Why? Because the lineage from which they come, the lineage from ancient times, even if you think in terms of Swayambhu Manu and his wife Shatrupa, remember this, and this Rishi Muni, Kardama Muni is going to have daughters now in the future. This law was written before the time. This is an acceptable law. So the woman normally takes on the name of her husband. Her family is no longer her own mother and father and sister and brother or whoever. No. She has to disconnect from there. Now her family is her husband's family. And her unit family is she, her husband and her children. That is it. She cannot include other people in that. Are you getting the point? You cannot say, my mother, my brother, my sister. No, 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 no. There is no my brother, my sister anymore. See, these are some things which are injunctions laid down by the scriptures in the past. Whoever created, God created the framework, and this is the framework. You may accept it or you may not accept it. People are there in this world. They may not accept Republicans. Somebody will not accept Democrat. That is their problem, not the Republicans and the Democrats' problem. You understand what I'm saying? People may like Narendra Modi or may not like Narendra Modi. It doesn't make a difference whether you like or you don't like. He is still the Prime Minister of India. Are you getting the point? Nobody gives a damn to your opinions. There is a law, and that law has to be followed. Simple as that. Now you cannot come up with your own likes and dislikes. Your likes and dislikes have no value. No. If that person has been elected or given that particular position by God himself, who are you to contradict it, by the way? You may not like someone, no? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who gives a damn to you? So here also the woman and the man have to understand that their family is only their wife and their child, not some outsiders. Are you getting this very clear? So Kardama Muni is very clear in his world. So, the emperor was unable to bear the separation of his daughter, therefore tears poured from his eyes again and again, drenching the daughter's head as he cried, "My dear mother, my dear daughter." Okay. After asking and obtaining the great sage's permission to leave, the monarch mounted his chariot with his wife and started for the capital, followed by his retinue. Along the way, he saw the prosperity of the tranquil seers, beautiful hermitages on both charming banks of the Saraswati river, so agreeable to saintly persons. Now here, again there is another law being mentioned over here. Whenever you are leaving from a place, whenever a person is leaving from a place, whether it is the son-in-law's place, you have to take the permission of the person to leave. Suppose you are even in your Guru's ashram. You cannot suddenly pack your bags and leave from here. You have to ask permission. This is a very important caveat. You have to ask permission. You have to get the permission and then leave. Even the permissions are so important, you cannot understand the permissions. You may say, why should I do it? No. It is something that is written in the scriptures and it has to be followed. Are you not living in this world? You are living in some other world, is it? No, you are not some alien, no? You have to follow the earthly laws. That is important. Here also, the importance is to the head of that family, to the head of that place. You have to go and say bye to that person and take permission. I am leaving. Got the point? Now, even if you want to become a sannyasi or you want to join spiritualism, you need to get permission from your, if you are living with your father and mother, you have to take permission of your father and mother. If you are living with your wife, you have to take your wife's permission. If they don't grant you permission, you cannot join. Cannot. And that is the reason why it is important to get the permissions. If you recollect, even Adi Shankara had to take the permission of his mother when he had to leave. You remember? He played a trick on his mother, no doubt about it, because he wanted to become a sannyasi. So yeah. So even in my case, I have taken the permission from the relevant people. My mother and this body's wife. That I cannot be in this spiritual, I have to be in the spiritual world, I cannot be in the material domain. It is important. So in this similar manner, here Swayambhu Manu, though he is such a great king, he seeks permission from Kardama Muni that he wants to leave. And he is crying because he has given his daughter in marriage. Now he is not going to meet his daughter again. Got the point? So, overjoyed to know of his arrivals, then he leaves, and while he is leaving, he is seeing the banks of the Saraswati river. Remember, I have given you all a very big explanation of Saraswati river. Okay. Now today we are going to learn about the land of Swayambhu Manu. So let us see what they say. So he is going from there, he is seeing there are so many Rishi Munis sitting on the banks of the river. It's a very, very holy place. And he goes away. Then he is going back to his land. Overjoyed to know of his arrival, his subject came forth in Brahmavarta to greet the returning Lord with songs, prayers, musical instruments. The city of Barhishmati, rich in all kinds of wealth, was also so called because Lord Vishnu's hair dropped there from his body when he manifested himself as Lord Boar. As he shook his body, this very hair fell and turned into blades of evergreen kusa grass and kasa, that is another kind of a grass, by means of which the sages worshipped Lord Vishnu after defeating the demons who had interfered with the performance of their sacrifices. So here, Manu is returning back to his land. Where is this land? This land is a place where the hair, body hair of the boar avatar we have already done, it fell on that land and it has become grassland. Where was the grassland? The grassland is not in India. I hope you are getting the point, which tells you very clearly that this place is not in this current India that is there. Some of it has come and banged over here. So that definitely there is a land which was a place where it is called the Barhishmati. Okay. This place where Swayambhu Manu comes from. And so when he goes over there, everybody is welcoming him. Manu spread a seat of kusa and kasa and worshipped the Lord, Sri Krishna, by whose grace he had obtained the rule of the terrestrial globe. So, the head of this entire globe is Manu himself. This is a land where the axis mundi, as we call it, okay, if you go AXIS MUNDI, where is it? Go and search for it. Okay, you will come to know where it is. It's a place from where everything has spread. All right. So, from this land, he is ruling the whole world. And definitely his transport is some aeroplanes. In the past, there were aeroplanes. Magical kind of kingdom. Having entered the city of Barhishmati, in which he had previously lived, Manu entered his palace, which was filled with atmosphere that eradicated the three miseries of material existence. So this is a wonderful land where everything is all prosperous, everything is growing very rich. There are trees, forests, fruits, plants, this, that, everything is perfectly in place. Emperor Swayambhu Manu enjoyed life with his wife and subjects and filled his desire without being disturbed by unwanted principles contrary to the process of religion. Celestial musicians and their wives sang in chorus with the pure reputation of the emperor, and early in the morning every day he used to listen to the pastimes of Sri Krishna with a loving heart. So he is gone back to his old place and he is settled down again over there with his wife. Now that land is a place which is not ruled by anybody else except him. All wrong kinds of people are thrown out of that place. And then on top of it all, you will find that this land where there is everything flowing aplenty, there is music, there is sound, there is dance, there is everything going on beautifully. It's a rich place, no doubt about it. I want you to think about this for a moment. Just I want you to think. Here is a king of a land. He has all the riches in the world. He has got even musicians and singers and dancers all over the place. And he has given his daughter in marriage to a person who just lives in a hut. How does that sound to your ears? They are living on the banks of Saraswati river, where there is a tiny place where the Guru, Kardama Muni, is having a host of shishyas running the place. This woman who has come from such a rich family, who has seen only luxury in her life, is now supposed to be working in someone's kitchen, that is her husband's kitchen, managing the family, having children. Are you getting it? Is the picture clear in your mind? She is not supposed to go and ask her parents, give me this, give me that. No. Hardly a girl will visit her parents after that. No, it is not at all required. What is meant in the house of her husband is what is acceptable. This is as per our scriptures. She should not be desirous of richness or things like that. That is not expected. Though the father is having such a lot of property and this and he is the master of the world. Are you getting this clear? But he has left his daughter over there under the care of Kardama Muni. The Swayambhu Manu was saintly king. Although absorbed in material happiness, he had not dragged to the lowest grade of life, for he has enjoyed his material happiness in a Krishna consciousness atmosphere. So you will find that Manu is going back to his original space. He is a devotee of the Lord, but in his luxurious life, he is enjoying his life in luxury as well. Now you may say, doesn't it ever enter his mind that his daughter is not even having, anything? He's flown in an aircraft, flying aircraft. He's got servants, he's got elephants, he's got this, he's got that, so many things. He's got a palace, so much of gold, jewelry, land, this, that. And there is his daughter over there. No, but that is how the world is. When a person gets married into some household, they are supposed to live in that fashion. You cannot demand for things. You cannot go and say, I want this more and I want that more. No. There is nothing like going and asking for more money or more joys and no. You're not allowed. So here, Swayambhu Manu is lost in his own world of richness, plus he is also a devotee of the Lord. Consequently, although the duration of life gradually came to an end, the long life consisting of a Manavantara was not spent in vain, since he had engaged in hearing, contemplating, writing down and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. So even as a human being today, if you have crossed the age of 30 or 40, these are a few things which are expected of those who are following the path of devotion to do, which is called Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, those kind of things. Hearing, contemplating, writing down and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. You are supposed to do it. In today's day and age, how many people are doing this? They are busy even at the age of 40, 50 and 60 and 70. They are busy trying to mint money. Nobody says you can't. Where is the time left for God? Do you even take His name? No, you have to take the name of God. You have to read about him. You have to listen to whatever is being said. And are you writing anything? Swayambhu Manu was like that. He was a king of this first, remember, he is the progenitor of everything. And he was doing all these things. Think about it. It is important to do all these 4 activities. You getting the point? What are the 4 activities? Listening, Shravanam. You have to listen to the words of God. In today's day and age, you can put on a YouTube video and you can listen to the music, the prayers or the bhajans or whatever. You may not be going to some temple, but at least you can do that much. Then you can contemplate on these words. Contemplate on the words of whatever we are talking about God. Third thing is writing down. How many people take notes? Hardly. One person is taking notes. The rest of the people don't even care to open their book. They think that their memory is so sharp that they will remember everything that the Guruji is talking about. How many people actually take notes? Here is your progenitor writing down about the Lord. Are you getting it? You don't even remember what you did yesterday, you're going to remember today. So writing about it is extremely important. In the past, there used to be one lady who would sit in front of me, and the number of books that she had filled was beyond imagination. Now she's not there, that's a different story. But she used to do that. And there is another lady who is there today. She doesn't join our satsangs. But the number of diaries that she has filled is beyond comprehension. She will go and listen to the videos and she takes down notes after notes after notes after notes. And she will just read those notes and keep on crying. That is called devotion. Here I have devotees who will sit with their minds lost in, I have to do this, I have a meeting just now, tomorrow I have to go here, I have to cook food, I am feeling sleepy just now, this is happening, that is happening. Hundreds of things going on in the mind. What kind of devotion is that? Some people ask questions, only 1 or 2 will ask questions, the rest of the people will say, this is not so worthwhile, I will just leave from here. I am doing a favor joining Guruji's class. Sorry. Then there is no need for you to join any class, because if you are not going to be even doing any of these things, you are not on the path of spiritual at all. Then you are a material worldly person. So, he passed his time, which lasted 71 cycles of 4 ages, always thinking of Vasudev and engaged in matters regarding Vasudev. Thus he transcended the 3 destinations. So, we are talking of Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu remained for a very, very long time. And he used to take the name of God constantly, Vasudev, Sri Krishna. And then he passed away. It was after a very, very long time. Therefore, O Vidura, how can persons completely under the shelter of Lord Krishna in devotional service be put in miseries pertaining to the body, mind, nature and other men and living creatures? So only those who are devotees of the Lord, who have completely surrendered to Sri Krishna. Here Vidura is being told by Maitreya Muni. Remember this. Maitreya Muni is telling Vidura, look at Swayambhu Manu. He was so lost in taking the name of the God. Does it mean that he was not ruling his kingdom? Of course he was ruling his kingdom. Of course he was doing all kinds of material worldly activities also. Naturally, he has to roam all over the earth. He was doing all these kind of things, listening to music, listening to seeing the dances going on, everything, while being a devotee of the Lord. And because if you are a devotee of the Lord, don't you think God is going to take care of all your requirements of body, mind, nature, other men and living creatures? You got the point? Your body and mind are God's temple. Why will He not take care of it? If you are a devotee of the Lord, then he is going to take care of everything of yours. The nature, whatever is happening. Other men, there are lots of people who are around you, and we are very much bothered about what they think, what they do, what is happening to them. Why should you be bothered about it? Huh? Are you getting the point? Everybody goes through their hell. Everybody has their problems. Why are you interfering in somebody's life? We have to stay far away from other people's lives because they are also being taken care of by the Lord themselves. Why should you interfere? If you have a child and you are taking care of your child, maybe the child is hurt or maybe something has happened. If somebody comes and interferes with your child, will you like it? No. So then why are you bothered about what are things happening with other men and women? Don't bother so much. This is a small story I know. There used to be one lady whom I used to know. She was staying with her husband and in-laws and all that. After a few years, in-laws died. Now what used to happen was, she had a mother and I think one brother or one sister, I don't recollect that now. And she had made it a habit of taking money from her husband every time and sending it to her mother. I think a brother was grown up or something. I don't recollect that scene now, but it happened many years ago. And every month she will take a certain amount and pass it on to her mother, pass it on to her body's family, that is. The similar kind of thing she had never done with her in-laws. No. For her, in-laws were her outlaws. But her mother was important to her. Her brother, her sister, or whoever that was there during that time was. One day she came and she spoke to me. Why is my husband, I asked him for extra money, he is not giving it to me. And when she asked me this question, now she was expecting me to reprimand her husband. That is what she was expecting. Instead, she got a peace of mind from me. I said, first and foremost, how many years of marriage you are there? You have been sending money home. That's a different family. Yours is a different family. They are supposed to take care of themselves. You are supposed to take care of yourselves. Your family is one. That brother or sister, whoever it was already earning a lot of money. The difference was that person was not giving money at home. So the daughter over there was trying to feed her mother. I'm sorry, that is not a done thing. I mean, why is this kind of a treatment being done? Can you understand what I'm talking? So I told her, who do you think you are to think that, I have to do everything for my mother? I'm sorry. You don't owe it to them. You don't owe it to them. Please don't do that. Naturally, the woman got very upset with me because I was saying something about her mother. If you say something, if you put your foot on the cat's tail, you know how she's going to fight back, no? Naturally, she fought back with me. I told her, I'm sorry. This is the law. You want to take it, otherwise get lost. My doors are open for people like you. You can get out from here. I threw her out. But this is something which you need to understand. You have to understand who is your family today. Whom you have allegiance to. Don't keep on diluting all these things. You are not here to take care of other people's, nonsense. No. You can look after yourself. If you have so much of money, why don't you transfer it to some foundation or some, temple or something like that? What makes you think that you have to give to somebody who is an unworthy person? Doesn't even take the name of God. So this is something which we have to say. And Krishna takes care of all other men and living creatures as well. In reply to questions asked by certain sages, he, out of compassion for all living entities, taught the diverse sacred duties of men in general and the different varnas and ashramas. So now you will find that Kardama Muni as well as Maitreya Muni, they are teaching these laws which are very, very strict. They are teaching them. When you come to my satsang also, I am teaching you laws of this universe. You have to follow them. You cannot be doing the way you feel like doing. Because if you are doing something which is contrary to what I am saying, you are going against the Vedic injunctions. I am telling you this. That is our job. As a teacher, my job is to put you on the right track. And I will always ensure that the track which you are following is as per the Krishna's rules, the norms that is set by Krishna himself. I have spoken to you of the wonderful character of Swayambhu Manu, the original king, whose reputation is worthy of being description. Please hear as I speak of the flourishing of his daughter Devahuti. So now we have come to the end of this chapter. And Swayambhu Manu's story was told to you just now. Now in the next chapter we are going to hear the story of Devahuti. So we will stop over here for today.